There are so many things to be celebrating, even in these hard times. And you should take heart in knowing that Americans United is playing the long game. We're trying to ensure, and we will ensure, that church-state separation is protected long into the future. What gives us hope at Americans United is working with a new, younger generation of advocates who are engaging deeply with Americans United in our fight for freedom and equality. And that's why we're offering students free virtual registration and scholarships to attend SURF in person. AU's Youth Organizing Fellowship is going strong. It's in its 4th year now. 43 young leader activists who we're empowering, and guess what? Who are empowering us. Where are you? If you're here and you're a youth activist, make some noise. Woo-hoo! I want to highly recommend that you check out the seminar, we're in person, this afternoon, Youth Activism for Church-State Separation. It's going to be led by 2 of our former youth organizing fellows and also by a brilliant young person we're about to introduce to you. Young people are so important to the future of our issue. At AU, we really get that. We're investing in it heavily. And it's also why we give an award each year to recognize the accomplishments of a young person who's fighting to advance church-state separation. It's called the David Norr Youth Activist Award. And I'm delighted now to ask Amy Norr, David's daughter and a committed member of AU's Board of Trustees, to join me on stage so we can present this award together. Get over here. We're so pleased to present this year's David Norr Youth Activist Award to Sanchi Rohira. Sanchi, come up here. Let me tell you a little bit about Sanchi. As a senior at Georgetown University, don't be nervous. Sanchi has organized students around issues of equality and justice on her campus and beyond. She was nominated for this award by Bilkisu Abdullah, who's a fellow Georgetown student and a member of Americans United Youth Organizing Fellowship. Bilkisu, where are you? Stand up, stand up. Thank you. Thank you. Sanchi has been a vocal advocate against racism on her campus. She's fought for justice for students in the Muslim, Jewish, and Dharmic communities who were the targets of hate crimes. Sanchi has been a leader with the Dharmic ministry on campus, which supports Buddhist, Hindu, Jain, and Sikh students. She's been an advocate for queer students within these religious spaces and even helped start a nonprofit to support Dharmic ministries, not just in Georgetown, but also across other universities. Sanchi embodies what it means to create a community where all people can live as themselves and believe as they choose, where people of all religions and none are able to thrive. It takes courage, not just to proudly and loudly embrace who you are, but also to advocate for communities in the face of difficult odds. She also understands how deeply necessary it is to dismantle white Christian nationalism and is advancing freedom and justice in the United States, including with her advocacy around reproductive freedom. When the Dobbs decision abolishing the nationwide right to abortion was leaked, remember that? In May 2022, Sanchi felt immediately called to action, and both that night and in the days to come, she mobilized students that were protesting at the Supreme Court. And Sanchi, we didn't know each other then, but we were both there at the Supreme Court in protest that night. Solidarity. So now Amy Norr is going to tell us a little bit more about her very special father, David.
Thank you, Rachel. Good morning, everyone. My father, David Norr, was a staunch and lifelong advocate of church-state separation, and he was an American United supporter for over 35 years. My dad valued equal opportunity, education, hard work, and continuous learning. He held high ethical standards, both personally and for what he expected of others, and he fought for what he believed in. This award was created to carry on his legacy and honor his dedication to ensuring the protection of the separation of religion and government for and by the next generation. In honor of his legacy, we are so proud to award Sanchi Rohira the 2024 David Norr Youth Activist Award.
Take a picture. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to Amy, the Norr family, Rachel, Alicia, and the team at AU for both this honor in particular, but also for the work that they put in every single day to organize for a better country and for their empowerment of young people in the process. Thank you also to Billy Abdullah, who's sitting right there, who nominated me for this award. We got to know each other when we were sitting in for a week at the president's office at our university. You're an amazing warrior and friend, and I can't wait to have your back through many more fights to come. Love you. Love you. I wanted to share today what I believe to be one of the greatest challenges, one of the greatest gifts, and one of the biggest lessons that I've learned in doing this work. First, for the challenge. I believe the most underestimated challenge of organizing to be the imagination part. I've said before that imagining a better world is a full-time job. White Christian supremacy, patriarchy, corporate capitalism, and imperialism wear away at our ability to imagine what freedom really looks like every day. And it's intentional. They reward conformity, making it seem not just easy, but the only rational option. However, young people are best equipped to take on this challenge. Telling a young person of an injustice is kind of like telling a kindergartner that one of their classmates is sad. We have long enough to go on our journey to cynicism to accept injustice as a part of life. And so, adults in the room, we invite you and urge you to imagine with us. Now for what I think one of the greatest gifts is. So I'm a senior in college. In less than 2 months, I will be graduating, and thank you. And when talking to people about it, I've usually framed it in a more bitter than sweet way, saying that I'm not ready because I'm built to go to college. However, upon reflection, I found that it's not necessarily college in particular that I have a deep nostalgia for, but rather the idea of being in community with young people day in and day out, identifying problems, identifying lacks in how institutions treat one another, and banding together to both find and then win fixes that I cannot imagine my life without. The deepest friendships and the most unshakable memories come from organizing with young people, and so I encourage you all, regardless of your age, to seek them out. And lastly, the greatest lesson that I think we can learn is that of solidarity. Rachel and Amy mentioned an incident last year or 2 years ago on my campus where a Black student experienced a racist hate crime, and our university police department for more than 8 months tried to erase evidence and cover it up. We organized a week-long sit-in in response, and one of the most beautiful moments of my time at college was a solidarity rally that we held outside the front steps of our university with a lot of other minority communities who had experienced hate and violence that year as well. On that day, we had Muslim, Jewish, South Asian, and Dharmic students standing in solidarity with the Black student whose rights were violated on campus. And that day, I realized that being able to say, hey, I face pain, and I know that you face pain, but I noticed that sometimes our pain is treated differently by the institutions around us. Let's compare notes and work together so that both our lives can be made immeasurably better is the most important thing. And so in that spirit of solidarity, I'm so excited to be here at Summit with you guys for the next weekend. Thank you all again so much for this great honor, and I look forward to meeting more of you through this weekend.
Sanchi, you embody the hope that I was just talking about, and I know we're all feeling like that. And I have to say, besides just listening to your words and also listening to your illustration of what it is to come together across our differences and to understand that there are differences in the way that we're treated, that's sort of, that was incredible. And the only other thing that I wanted to point out is that you couldn't see it because I was standing up here, but during that whole time that you were speaking, Alicia Johnson, who runs the youth organizing program, was standing in the back of the room beaming. And that is the type of leadership and support that I think my colleagues just are so incredible at demonstrating, which is that leadership is really about supporting others. And Sanchi, I think you've embodied that. You know, it's just an incredible thing. So on that inspiring note, I just want to send you off into the rest of this incredible weekend by saying, let surf inspire you to imagine, inspire others, learn, advocate, make new friends, and remember that we're here to celebrate our differences as a mark of true freedom, and that church-state separation is what unlocks that true freedom for all of us. It's what protects your freedom to be you.